So we call this law of attraction workshop the art of allowing, because what it really is developing the skills, learning the art of tuning to who you really are. But it's bigger even than most would think. It's not just tuning to who the source within you was before you were born. It's tuning to who the source within you has become as a result of you being here in this physical body. In other words, you were source energy before you came into this body, and still are. But the part of you that came into this physical body came with great reason. You came to explore. You came to decide. You came to weigh the pros and cons and pluses and minuses. You came to come to your own opinion. And we're just going to stick something in here just to get your attention. You came to come to your own vibrational opinion. And the reason we say vibrational opinion is because the vibrational rocket of desire is shooting out of you, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. When someone's rude to you, you launch a rocket of desire that you want nicer people in your life. When you're rude to someone, you launch a rocket of desire that you want to be more like the source within you. In other words, you cannot know what you don't want without the vibrational equivalent of that vibrational wave shooting out of you. And we want you to know that the source within you is so precisely tuned to the vibration of that wave as it comes forth from you, that every single time you know what you don't want, the source within you becomes clearer and more actively involved in what you do want. When you're sick, vibrationally speaking, the source within you is weller than it was before you got sick. When you're confused about something, source is clearer. When you know what you don't want, source knows what you do want. And you could know it too, but you've got to feel your way into the vibrational vicinity, you see. There's this vortex of creation that has been gathering as a result of your sifting through life experience that has been amassed by you and for you and is being held by the source within you and is available for your awareness, for your receiving all day, every day. We wrote a book a few years ago and gave it such a wonderful title. The book was called Ask and It Is Given. And it speaks to this. When life helps you know what you don't want, it automatically helps you ask for what you do want. And when you ask vibrationally by knowing what you don't want, or even by clearly knowing what you do want, when you're asking, the source within you becomes a vibrational match to what you're asking for. And hold steady the signal, the beam of that new becoming for you, so that you can hone into it. You can feel your way to it. So there's this vortex of creation that has assembled all of the cooperative components for everything you want. All there, all queued up vibrationally, ripe for manifestation. But you have to bring it into manifestation. You have to be in the vortex, focused, vibrationally speaking, up to speed with who you have become. And when you are, you will have the ability to translate the vibration of your vortex into manifestation. That's exactly how it works. You're really good at translating vibration. That's why you see with your eyes and hear with your ears and smell with your nose. All of that is vibrational interpretation. What you feel with your skin, it's all vibrational interpretation. What you taste with your tongue, it's a vibrational interpretation that's going on. And as you understand that your emotions are your sixth sense, so to speak, of vibrational interpretation, and you become not just aware of your emotions, but you become enlivened to the intention that you care about how you feel so much that you are willing to focus yourself into improved emotions. Now you're on your way to your vortex. And before you know it, you can hang around in the vortex all day, every day if you want to. And when you get into the vortex, it's such an interesting thing. When you are in the vortex, a former analogy that we offered about that was, imagine a cork bobbing on the surface of the water in the high frequency vibration. You can hold that cork under the water. That's what negative emotion is. Just like you can hold yourself out of the vortex with negative thought. But when you let go of that cork, it's going to bob right back up to its natural frequency, because the source vibration is the dominant vibration going on. So we want you to understand that as you train yourself deliberately by choosing better feeling thoughts, what you're really doing is letting loose of the habit of the resistant thoughts that are holding you out of the vortex and away from your awareness of the things that you want. Now, are we getting too vibrationally speaking for you? Are you getting the hang of this? Do you accept that you are vibrational beings? If you don't, we warn you, we'll start over. Because unless you accept that the basis of that which you are is vibration, then you have no clue how to guide yourself. You will never know where you are in relationship to who you are and what you want unless you are aware of vibration and unless you are aware and care about emotion. Then you'll be just like everybody else, if you're not aware of the vortex and emotion and vibration, you'll be like almost everybody else, you'll be getting all your feedback from the response that others give. When they smile, you do more of that stuff. And when they frown, you do less of it until you get older and don't give a rip. But often you've let what others think about you train you so completely in your behavior that you have completely lost track of how your inner being and who you really are and what you really want fits into this. And then you find yourself looking for love in all the wrong places and disappointed that no one has the ability to hold you as their object of attention long enough and unselfishly enough to keep you happy. So you just move from person to person to person to person and job to job to job to job and place to place to place to place, looking for that new fool who will let everything depend upon you. When you first got here, when you were little, right away you learned from whoever was surrounding you, usually your mother, what she liked and what she didn't like, and you learn to modify your behavior. You do it with your peer groups, you do it with your culture. And we're not saying that it is inappropriate for you to socialize. We're just saying to you that if you care more about someone's response to you than you care about your vibrational relationship with who you are, you cannot maintain any consistent joy. But when you discover that you were source energy and that a part of you came forth and that you've launched these rockets and that you have become something more than you currently are in terms of manifestation, and that vortex is calling you, and when you care about how you feel, so you're finding fewer and fewer resistant thoughts and less negative emotions, so that the vortex in all of its law of attraction power brings you in and gives you an idea and sparks your path and shows you the way. As you allow yourself to vibrationally follow the trail of the frequency of your vortex, as you tune in, tap in, turn on to the wholeness of that which you are, then you are source energy in a physical body, seeing your physical world through the eyes of source, just like you intended to do, you see.